Here's a little something that the boys at Scoutforlife R&D have come up with. I may be the inventor of this. I've not seen it. I can't find anything on YouTube, but it's a tarp clip I've made up out of a piece of PVC water pipe. I'll give you a closer look at that in a minute, but it seems to be working. So I'm going to talk about how to get round the broken cringles, the eyelets in the corner of your tarp. There's about 3 different ways that I can think of, maybe more. So stay tuned, we'll go through them. So everybody is going to come across this problem sooner or later. The grommet gone where it can't really support a peg, or sometimes the corner's gone completely. So there's a couple of different ways of doing a temporary fix, sort of in the field thing. One is the rock method. Usually you get a nice smooth river pebble. This is not a nice smooth river pebble, but this is what I've got available at the moment. And take your line and do a timber hitch in it, which is probably the easiest knot in the world. So all you do is twist the line around itself, and then the rock goes in there like that. You make up a kind of a button with it, like that, and there it is. It kind of pulls the tarp out of shape a little bit, but good and strong, it won't move. So, very nice. So that's method 1. If you asked a sailor what this is, he would tell you it's a cringle, perhaps a grommet. For me, that's an eyelet. I suppose you could call that an eyelet, but usually in tarps or sails it's called a grommet, or especially in a sail it would be called a cringle. So in the days of square rigged ships, a square sail would have, just as a snippet of potentially useless information, would have a rope sewn to its edge called the bolt rope, and that would come together at the corner and form a loop like that, called a Beckett, and that is what the control line for the sail would be attached to. The control line for the sail is called a sheet. This is my sheet, and was always thinner than the Beckett line, and sailors would attach the two with something called a sheet bend. And again, it's a very, very easy knot. You just come up through the top, go around the back, and then pass through what you've just made. See that? Really easy. That's a sheet bend, and if you want to do a double sheet bend, well, you just take this one round again. Really easy. So easy, a caveman could do it. Like that, and cinch it all up. That would be a double sheet bend. Well, this is a really handy knot for the corner of the tarp. So what you can do is take the corner of the tarp. What you could do is tie a knot in it, you know, tie an overhand knot in the end, and then tie your timber hitch around that. But it kind of pulls everything out of shape, and it uses a bit more of the tarp than you need to. A way that I've found is really good is to make a bend in the corner of the tarp like that, like a bite, and do a sheet bend in it. So you use that for the thicker part of the sheet bend, come up through, go around the back. Very economical with line if you haven't got a lot of line, and quite economical with tarp. You can probably hear the dog puffing and panting in the background there. A bit of background ambiance. So there it is. Now that, you know, it's so easy. You think, well, that's going to come out straight away. Well, believe me, the harder you pull, the tighter that gets. It's extremely effective, I've found, even with you know, the tarp frapping around in the wind. It doesn't let go. It's very good, and it's just a quick and dirty field expedient way of Just getting a bit of an attachment on the corner of a tarp that doesn't have a kringle. That's method number 2. So the third method I wanted to show you is something that the chaps down at Q Branch came up with. So pay attention, 007. A little bit of hot water pipe, not hot water pipe, just PVC water pipe. 2 holes, slot cut. I may have done that a little bit wide for this kind of thin tarp. Line in there. I'm hoping this is all in picture because I've got my camera on my head. So there it is, just put your loop in there, overhand knot, whatever. And having done that, you find a stick. It's a little bit snugger than this particular one here to fit in it. And you get your tarp like that. Poke it down inside, like, didn't leave enough there, like that. Slide your stick in. It's going to be a bit tricky because it's got a sharp end. I don't really want a sharp end on it. Like that, and that's it. Tarp clip, pretty strong. The tighter fitting the stick is, the more grip you've got, and that can take some. That's pretty good. Let's try it on the canvas. It probably works even better on the canvas. So fold it under like that. Slide on the tarp clip. Go inside with my stick. Push it through. Real nice. Works even better in the canvas. I can really put some tension on it, and there it is. Well, there it is, a Scoutforlife tarp clip. If you found any of that useful, don't forget to give the video a like. I appreciate the encouragement. Very cheap to make, cost nothing to make, cost nothing to carry. They're very light. You could easily carry half a dozen of those and not even really know it. And I think they come in handy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.